Or you can also do this type of work if you want to start do some fixes, some update, some extra work for your installation. In this way, you can, for example, change the forwards insert the list of values. Well, you asked me what we can do. It's something that we need, we must do. No, you don't need to do this type of work. You can obtain the same result using the web interface. But if you use the web interface, you will have quite long work because it's not easy to select, insert, select, insert, select, insert. And sometimes it's different, difficult to be coherent. The coherence of your insert is difficult to obtain. And if you, in my opinion, if you read the SQL file, you can understand better the options that are available for what is present and what is not present. Alright, so this is the interface if you want to insert data by hand, not with SQL file manipulation. Is home, administration section. You, well, the option that you have is to manipulate the global system reference, the item type, type of item, type that is connected with the holding, the very, very old type of automated values that are lists of values that has been a connection between code and a description that is connected with it. Point is the math bibliographic framework, that is the translation of math fields and fields into another language, because the official math values are in English or probably also in Spanish, because Laboratory has done a Spanish official translation. The other translations are not official and connected with some users in the other point. Well, another point is the joint type, the translation of authority framework. Classification source, the record matching rules, the name of the rules, the currency exchange change, the name of the different money transfers that are present, the working as a rule server with their name and their data. Then another page where you can translate this type of data is calendar. She has the profile, that is a type of export. Label and quite fine label operator, that are the two instruments to create something, to print, especially to create something in the aspect. Notice and link that are in the manipulation of message that you send to different ways with RSS, SMS, email, and pattern calculator that is something that you can use to print count for pattern. Which is everything that you manipulate by hand directly with interface. But you can manipulate also with SQL. So, where you can do the work. First thing, you need to take the code. When you are working in some way, download the Koha latest data file, Y, and not bit. The idea that if you try to download it, now you need to download approximately one half gigabyte of data. That is quite huge. And you just don't have a speed line. And if you need to do some work or not so connected with the developer, it's better that you take the code in time form. So, where is the data? Data is in the installer, data, minus equal, each line epsilon, that is where there are the languages. In the fold, in the default install package, if you have installed the Koha on a Linux, set with the Debian package, the standard place is US, shell, Koha, internet, GPID, installer, data, MySQL, XX line, which means the basic is the M button. This is the starting point, and this is two paths where you can find English setup. So, if you want to work on this topic, remember that the basic where you start the work and the secure defaults are in English. Then there are other files in other directories, but English is the standard where you need to start. So, with XY is the code of the language. As example, now we use PO line, PO, so a Portuguese language that I know that doesn't exist, and probably someone of you probably cannot think to. So, you need to set up a directory result. The first thing is to create the directory PO, and a subdirectory mandatory, optional, math flower, Unimap, Math21, inside Unimap, and inside Math21, other two subdirectory, named mandatory and optional. This is an instruction. It's an instruction where you put your files. Well, what you put in the instruction? You put exactly the files that you find in an English list. You copy directly the file. It's something people use GP or copy command. Not more. Well, if you want to work with Math21, you don't need to do anything more required. Because Math21 you can translate with a file, because there is a special project for translate Koha translate Koha community project, Math21 section. You can ask to translation manager, that is here in Kohacon, I know. This is Spanish also, so he can explain better than me the situation, and you translate with upper file, so it's quite easy to do. It's like every other translation. You can do also by web and offline if you prefer. Well, now I speak about working on Windows. I'm sorry that I don't have a Linux desktop for myself. I only Linux server, so I don't use Linux desktop tools, and I don't use Mac tools. I only insert some software that I found that I think that do the same thing that I do with the software on Windows, and my description, my example are organized. So, the first thing that you need is Avento. For Windows, I subscribe not a part of the stuff. You simulate, download it, install it. For Mac Entra, that I found that someone person that you know use Mac, that means that's a good instrument. For Linux, any editor with SQL syntax highlight, I think there are so many software that it's very difficult to say someone better than that. Well, second, first of all, if you read, see that the files, you will see that there are files with the same name. File with PC and the same name with SQL extension. Start to work with TXT files The fixed files, in fact, are only description. There are simple phrases. You can write inside here anything. No problem. It's only a description. So, open the files, delete this phrase, and write your phrase. No problem. It's your time to write it. And you will see this phrase doing web installation. Like the web page. This web page. You see that this is in Italian? This is by speed in Italian? Yes, the phrase that you see in this web page are taken for 60 files only. So you can do the translation also for your user. Alright, so you open the SQL files. What do you need to do when you open the SQL files? You need to understand what the column that takes the display values. So not to change all, only to change the values that are displayed. In fact, into display values, you can insert anything. It's a translation. Something that Koha not important what is present. It's only something to display the users. I mentioned on the codes there. Koha often use codes with specific meaning. For example, there is codes that means that a user is a child or is an adult. You can change it. Where we say, that is the next slide, which column you can modify or modify the stuff, but are not display values. To translate, you need to change only the display values, not. Okay, so we have created our section. So we have your mandatory, the files that are mandatory. So what is first? We have this files. We have authorized value as well. And this display value is in lib and lib opaque. It's possible to have two different values to display lib, to display in lib opaque, to display in opaque. Class source as well. That's value, and that you can change it in the sketch, the second column. Message transport type as well, nothing to translate, but it's a good idea to have the file inside your directory. So not sometimes some files are not to translate, but it's important that they are present because the value inside are used by staff, by different functions inside code. So nothing to translate, but maintain the file inside the object. Okay. Sample frequency of as well. You have the display value in the first column, but you can also work on display order. That is simple. This is the order of the frequency. Sample notice message attribute and sample notice message transport are nothing to translate. You can maintain exactly as they are. There are 5 little more complex that are sample number patterns on as well, and there are the patterns of numbering of the issues, the serials. You have many places where you can translate label, description, number event, label 1, label 2, label 3. It's another context, and probably you need to translate with understand better the situation of numbering serials. Alright, so we combine in director mandatory. Where as well means stop code that you can delete. in fact, is a whole latent thing that remains from old Koha setup in MySQL search. As I know that it's possible to delete it. I don't know if it's a good idea to delete also in MySQL, but I really don't. So, in my opinion, you can delete it. Sub-task, however, as well, there is nothing to do. You maintain it in English, no problem. User flags is user flag and user permission is the translation that you can see, the permission that you give to the variable. So it's quite important to manipulate the restriction. The translation. I strongly suggest that if you work on user flags and user permission as well, you check your translation in Koha about internet, about the name of the permission of the variable, because you need to maintain a parallel between the two places where you do the translation. Alright? So we go on optional. Function, authority value as well, display value label. There are many options. CDS profile, there is the description, where you can insert description as you want, but you can also personalize content, and CDS separator. Now, attention that the content and CDS separator are personalization to your use. You need to know what you want to do. Mark 21 holding code values and Mark 21 related term as well are something that you can translate only, but are strictly connected with the Mark 21 translation. Check the Library of Congress site to understand what exactly are the meaning, because I also say that the Library of Congress not always is coherent on the code, on the meanings of the code, on the meanings of the letters and all the code. Sometimes they use two codes that say the same thing, or one code with high ambiguity. Especially in your language, there is an official or not official, not quite used Mark 21 translation. That's one. Right? So we compile an optional. Parameters you can all personalize. You don't translate, you can select your currency as active. In pattern attributes and pattern categories, insert your work in description, and then connect with patterns that appear. Alright, so sample creator data as well. In fact, this is quite impossible to translate. I suggest to generate PDF, the tools that we have seen in the previous slide. This slide, character quick spider. Okay, so I suggest that you set up your selection in intranet, then ask to your guru to extract SQL setup. That is possible, but probably if you have some problem, you need to ask someone that has experience in SQL. Alright, with sample holiday as well, you need to take attention, because this is the only file where the sample is connected with something that is present in the sample of English. That is a code of a library. If you want to use this sample holiday for a generic, you need to delete second value column, NPR, and you need to translate the search. Alright, so we compare the optional. In optional we have sample item times in the description. You can personalize the record case, not for norm, and image tool. Sample libraries, in my opinion, you can delete it. It's an import of name of libraries as an example. It's a clear example. If you want to prepare a setup for your language, I think that it's better to delete it. Same as sample patterns, a name of patterns that I think are not usable in another language. Then news as well, I think that the news is better to maintain, because if you insert set up Koha without news, you see a left column in the intranet that is quite empty. I think it's not a good something good to see, but it's my opinion. Then sample quote, you need to translate only the third column. But I think that if you want really a quote to show the quote, probably you need to change everything because it's something very connected with English way of thinking. So, start for 3950 servers. Well, if you want to maintain the values, you need only to translate the sixth column. Probably it's better to personalize it with different dynamics, especially if you use new map, because the start is only in map 21. Well, then the sample notice as well. This is quite complex to set up. If you want to work only on display, you need to work on name and title, third and fourth column. But the notice, in fact, are the message that you send to the user. So the most important content is in the content column, the fifth. But the text of the message is not only a fixed text that you insert as you like it, but you want also to take value from B, but value that are meaningful for this typical letter. So I suggest to go to this page of the manual and read the page, understand what are the different codes meanings, which option that you have, so you can create a message that is good for your user or your language with correct value inside. It's a good system in my opinion, because the notice system in Koha is quite flexible, not so difficult to set up in the web interface. It's much little complex in the SQL file directly, but you can do some tests with the web interface, then you write directly in SQL by not by class. Well, about Mark 21. Mark 21, as we see that you don't need to work on it, because it's possible to do with one file. The only file that you need to SQL work is Mark 21, the full matching tools. You can create it and don't change it. I think that it's not worth now to translate it, because the interface, the web interface that use it don't have many real options that different between English or other languages. So it's possible to maintain as is. So copy all other Mark 21 files, don't change it, and here work with special. Alright, UNIVAC. Okay, you have paid all files in UNIVAC and display values in two columns called librarian and libopac. Librarian is what intranet see about a subfield or a field libopac is what you see when you go to opac, click on map display, and you see on the web. You can add different translation if you want that the user sees. But attention, in my opinion, the SQL file of marker in fact can be personalized in every column. There is option to select delete all the fields, create new frameworks, manipulate frameworks and add fields or delete them, or delete different type of visibility. In fact, if you want to work, deeply work on the framework and display on the catalog display, I suggest to open the format of the Mark1 file and understand every column and the option that is available. It's quite very useful because it can be long and you need to change many times something very similar. But it can be worked. Alright, this is a file that if you don't have, if you simply copy it from English, that is the old mandatory system private point as well. This is a file that you need to create from scratch. Why? Because it's not for translation. Because the translation of normal reference text is done in a special file. So you don't need to translate that. But you can set up a different default when you do an installation into global system preference. Clearly, you need to decide what are the best defaults for your language and for your country. The lines are all done in this way. The system preference set values equal the value where variable the meaning of the variable. For example, for a translation in Portuguese, the variable language is more useful to be in and English and Portuguese code. I suggest to go to system preference of the other languages to take some suggestion of work. You can see, for example, the Italian, the Spanish, Dutch, French system preference, see what is at present, and try to use it at your best. So, after waiting, how do I test it? Well, also I suggest install -12 on your Windows system, and remember the password. Doing setup, you need to set up. Install a specific SQL GUI. This is one example. I think it's quite useful. Then use the GUI. That is more easy to create a DB with basic Koha SQL script, which is the link to the DB. And after you have done your SQL files by Notepad++, go to the GUI and load your SQL file into the DB and see the output. If the output is okay, it means that the SQL file is okay. You can install Koha. If you see an error, go check around the line with an error. Normally, this type of GUI is quite good to understand. Oh, there is an error in this line, probably a caps used in the wrong way, and equal math is not correct. Something like this. Special syntax can be problematic. If you are on Mac, I suggest set.com as MySQL GUI. If you are on Linux, I suggest PHP by admin GUI that you can use. Take the correct version of MySQL because there is a version for Linux, for Windows, and there is also a special setup for Mac. Alright, we have for 1 hour question that I don't know how we can handle it, but I can try to answer. Good.
Preguntas?
All right.
We have a question here.
Okay, no question?
One.
Okay. Yes.
All life has the knowledge of the story, or you got the way. The proposal is that each person do a translation, a full translation of all the physical lines, and then it's inside.
No. This is option. It's only for persons that don't speak their languages in the repository. My suggestion is if you do a translation, open a file on Mozilla and send the translation so other persons can use it and you can share the load of doing this type of work on the others. This option, in fact, is not, as I say, is not for the singular language. It's something more for a group of users of, for example, or a group of Portuguese users that now Portuguese language is not present. If you probably want to do an installation with some attention on the defaults, and you see, for example, that many authorized values don't match your request, it can be used to go to the vertical files, change by hand in this way, and then install it. It's much more, it can more difficult because I think about librarians that are a mix of I can operate on the files, but I have difficult to work on SQL directly. Because every of one of the stages you can do by direct SQL if you want it. But if you don't have access to SQL or you are not customized to use MySQL, translate something on a file, in fact, is more easy.
Okay.
All right.
Do you think we can have a roadmap for having stuff like the authorized values truly multilingual?
Sorry, but I don't have understand the. No. This is quite huge development. I don't know no one that wants to have training to do this. It's possible, yes, it's possible, but probably with some big change on MySQL level, because now you can do it. Sometimes someone asks about it, but the answer is always yes, if you paint it so that it's not a little request. So I don't see in the feasible future a complete multi-language for until now.
Thanks. Any more questions?
Sorry.
Okay, no more questions. Thanks, Tino. And
Thank you
this
very much.
presentation will be on YouTube soon.
Okay, so now what we do?